This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Now he's got his own Tonight Show, which kicks off on Channel 10 on Monday night.
About time.
The one, the only Sam Pang. Hello, Sam.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Sam, this is so exciting, mate. And you're certainly putting yourself out there because we've been talking about...
Well, Sean mostly's been saying
Tonight
how
shows.
none of these things work, is what Sean
well,
said.
no, I said Rove, obviously.
Yes.
He dominated.
Cousin Rove, yeah.
Cousin Rove.
Yes, Sean. Yes, that was 2009 that he finished.
Yeah, I know.
So it's a long time ago, mate.
Yeah, I know. I haven't let it go, though. Have I?
Probably still watching repeat.
Did they come to you and say, we think it's time that there was a Tonight Show on TV again, or did you pitch it to them? How did it go?
Jeez, Nat, I think last year, because I've got a good relationship with them because they have been paying attention. So I think there was just natural discussions about, is there anything else you'd like to do? And I said, well, I've always liked Tonight shows, and I think even though we haven't had one in the country for a while, everyone's pretty familiar with the format, but we just haven't had one. So I like the idea, and so the idea of doing one live on a Monday night is pretty exciting.
I can't think of anyone else that could do this job, actually, Sam. I really can't. I reckon you'll be able to do a super job.
It's a bit weird, though, because all that we are seeing on free-to-air TV in the evenings these days is either maths or a football panel show. So will you at least talk about football a bit?
No. But they'll have a maths recap every Monday night. We're doing that.
Yes.
No, it's more a traditional, Tonight Show with the news of the weeks, and depending on who's around in town, guests or funny friends of mine. So it's more, I get to talk footy on the front bar, and so that's
you've covered that off.
Yeah, I get that fixed, but this is more, everything else.
So I imagine you do some practice shows. I saw some of the promos mentioning some of the feedback and stuff like that. Is there anything behind the scenes, like, the applause light screen thing that comes up, tell the crowd what to do? How do you train them? What do we know behind the scenes that we wouldn't see?
Well, they're not monkeys.
Aren't they?
It's exciting to be in front of a live studio audience, and we did a trial show a couple of weeks ago, which was, it was just good to just find out some stuff and get in the studio and see what, all the camera angles and all that. That's all boring stuff. But on the night, just like the audience is there, and we'll be attempting comedy, and if they laugh, great, and hopefully people watch. But it's that's the best thing about live. You find out straight away.
Yeah, but Sam, when I watched Rove back in the day, and I always lead by this, he did have someone to warm up the crowd when I used to go there. So you clearly must have someone, do you?
Yeah, I think between, having been paying attention and...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Front bar,
the project,
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there's someone to warm up the crowd. So it's like, I think, wonderful stand-up comedians, Ben Lomas and Danny McGinley seem to work on those two shows. And then, so I'm sure we'll have someone on Monday night.
It'd be funny if you don't, and they're all just sitting there in stony silence and you walk out.
Come on.
I did go to Rove, and I did see that warm-up guy. But, like, the iconic segments, have you got your own version of what you're excited about?
Like a segment was like, hey, what?
How have I forgotten what this show is? You've asked me about the desk, the warm-up guy, and segments that Rove had.
At least it's about the show this time.
We're saying that Rove had segments. Have you come up with some cool segments with a catchy phrase?
Well, I think it's a good... You know what? It's in all seriousness, you don't tune into this show for the guests in terms of... This is not the Graham Norton show where there's three of the biggest celebrities in the world on a couch drinking wine. Like, we're in Australia. Sometimes they're just not here. So there'll be lots of segments, and there'll be lots of comedy, and there'll be guests. I just want to lower everyone's expectations.
Ice Cube's still around. I've seen him everywhere.
Who's that?
Ice Cube. I've seen him everywhere.
No, he deliberately said who's that.
Exactly.
And Sam, obviously... You've got a big catchphrase at the end, like say hi to your dad for me or something like that?
Is that another Rove? It's just Rove. Are we just reviewing the best of Rove?
Say hi to your nana for me. That would work.
Rove had a great catchphrase. I think mine will be more like just kneeling down and saying please tune in next week.
Yes.
I've got a family. So, it'll be, Rove was cool. I'll be more desperate. It won't be catchy.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So our boss, Dave McClung, he donated to my squat challenge using my own money. But then because he owed me $50, so he said he would donate that, but he got the tax deduction for it.
Well thought out, Dave. He is Scottish, and you know how they can be.
Strategic tight asses, that's what we're talking about. Josh, hello.
Hello, how are we?
Good,
Great,
Josh.
Josh. Who's the tight ass?
Oh, one of my good mates is a big tight-arse. Mm-hmm. He, if we go to the pub and everything like that, he's the first one to get around, and we all think, oh, this is really nice of him, but it's always the happy hour.
So, it's good because, as Sean was saying, the people that wait till the end when most people have gone home or don't want to have another drink, that's strategic as well, but getting in when it's half price, that's also incredibly smart.
And then he decides to always, when it's his round after that, he'll get the cheapest beer himself and try and convince other people to do it as well.
Yeah, right.
And then as soon as he goes to the next person's round, he's buying the most boutique beer that you can get.
Yeah. Because every time you go into a joint, there'll be the beer of the day or the week or something along those lines. There'll be a $10 pint, right?
Yeah.
And then all the rest of them are 14.
Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me. My son, so he's got a card down at the left bank. And that gives you cheap drinks on a Friday,
yes.
right? And anyway, I was down there and I was with him. And then I go, I'll get the beers. And so I bought him and a couple of my nephews beers, paid full-toed odds.
Yes.
Then his round next time, he pulls out the card and gets the
And you're
discount.
like, why didn't you let me use the card?
Yes, and then he starts handing out to his mates when they come.
Oh.
So I'm playing full-toed odds. And everyone else is getting a bloody good haircut on their beer. How does that work?
And you're the one providing a roof over his head. This is an outrage. Thank you, Josh.
Everywhere.
Sophie's in Yanchep. Hello.
Good morning.
All right.
Hey, Soph.
Who's the strategic tight ass, Soph?
It's me, and I'm completely exposing myself here.
Yes, okay, go for it.
So I am the designated collector for birthdays, weddings, everything at work.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly looking like the hero. Sophie's so good, constantly collecting for people because it's one after the other. Little do they know, I don't actually put in any money for it, and nobody knows.
Because you collect and then you go and buy the present as well. Is that your job
Go
too?
and buy the present.
Yeah, they don't know.
We're $20, $50 down because I haven't put in. They have no idea.
Sophie, you cheeky little devil.
Sophie, is your real name Sophie?
Maybe.
Oh!
Sophie, when this is you need to change your name, okay? Wow.
There you go.
Never trust the person who collects the money.
Well,
Sean's going to suddenly start collecting for people's birthdays.
I do like the person who's out there doing
Yes.
that because I'm very, that's not in my wheelhouse,
No,
you know.
we know.
Okay, sorry. You've worked with me for a long time, haven't you?
Oh, Sophie, that is strategic and tight-arsey. Well done. Joe is in Kelmscott. Hello.
Good morning.
All
Hey,
right.
Joe.
Who's the strategic tight-ass in your life?
My brother.
Yeah, what does he do?
So he got the passed down loving for secondhand shopping from my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And so my brother drives a Bobcat for his job, and his name is Robert. And he will go secondhand shopping and walk around with shirts on with Peter on it, with Steve on it. So all the high vis with anyone else's name on it.
I think that's
I
brilliant.
mean, that is pretty funny. And that doesn't hurt anyone. That's great. That's great.
Anyone. It just confuses everybody on work site.
Yeah, it's like, I thought that guy's name was Rob.
The other place
You
was
know.
Steve. What's... Oh,
Well, I thought his name was Bob on the Bobcat, but no, it turns out his name's Peter.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
And we're talking about strategic tight asses, inspired by our boss here at Nova, Dave McClung, who donated to my squat challenge. Remember, I'm doing 174 squats a day. Don't recommend it. Third of the way through.
You're doing
my
a great
knees
job.
are screaming. But he donated, but he used money that he owed me and then claimed the tax deduction for himself. So...
Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
Yes, it does. Let's go to Ed. Hello. Ed, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you
Hey,
hear
Ed.
me?
Yeah, got you now,
we
mate.
got you now, Ed. Okay, who's the strategic tight ass in your life?
Look, there's an unwritten rule at our work that if you're on overtime, you
Yes.
buy coffees for the new crew that you've
joining for the day.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a one well-known tight-arse at our work who just literally never buys coffees, but it happens to be whenever someone's on overtime, he'll come down with the group and partake in the coffees. Yeah, and then one day I was on overtime and I'm standing there waiting to pay for my coffees, and there's a muffin sitting on the bench, and I'm like, who's put a muffin here? And it's the tight-arse. He snuck a muffin in there.
The audacity. I mean, a coffee's one thing, but a muffin. It's an outrage.
In a muffin.
Yeah, and never coughs up himself.
Ed, it reminds me, Nathan's told a story a few times when he was travelling overseas. Anyway, they were going through duty-free, and I can't remember what he was buying at the time, but one of his friends who was copping a free holiday with him decides to sneak in like a carton of darts just to try to...
walked up and put it on the counter, and it's like, what's that? What's that for? Who do you expect for that?
Yeah.
The audacity. Oh, thank you, Ed. Sally, hello.
Hello?
Hi,
Hey,
Sal.
Sal. Okay, who's the strategic tight-arse?
Hello?
Yeah, we've got you, Sal. Can you hear us, mate?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you're on.
Who's the strategic tight-arse, Sally?
Sorry. I used to work with this work colleague. Quite often we would buy each other's coffees and pay each other back.
Yes.
Dinners and that sort of stuff. We were out at lunch one day, and there was a little kids section, and they had a toy, like a little toy, what do you call it, cash register thing?
Yes.
Oh.
So she's given my child a couple of dollars to play with it while we're at lunch. And then when we were calculating what we owed each other at the end of the week, she threw that couple of dollars in for what I owed her.
She threw the cup.
$2.
That
Couple of coins. So you can
Coins
the
that
cash
gave my child to play with, I ended up having to pay
you
her
can't
back.
do that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, that's... Yeah, I think you just cop that, don't you?
People are funny, aren't they?
Aren't they weird? Oh.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
The finest musical theatre voice in this country.
No, well said now.
Jemma Rix. And I'm not overstating it either.
And also can hang her career off her eyebrows.
Yes.
And we'll get them on Instagram.
As strong as your brow is, we're hearing rumours that you, as Galadriel,
Oh, dude.
are not wearing elf ears.
No.
This is controversial.
Yes, it is a little bit, but I'm grateful for it.
It feels like reverse cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to believe that you are the queen of the elves?
Well, I think, like, in the way of my wig and my costume, I'm literally gold from head to
And now I
toe.
can see your ears, Ollie, 'cause your hair's
No,
down.
my hair actually covers the ears. And
It's acting with the suggestion of ears,
but
Natalie.
like
That's what
that's
it is.
it. And I wear this magnificent golden crown. And so I think everything else is at 100. So I think you believe the Elfland.
Did you try the ears and they were just too uncomfortable?
No,
Or you
no,
didn't even
they
entertain.
Didn't even offer the ears.
The elf ears were never on the table.
But we do have people in the audience that will be
Oh, I
dressed
bet they will.
with elf ears, and we
No
love
doubt.
it.
They could have popped down a red dot around Christmas time
Yes,
and got
exactly.
those headbands with ears.
Oh yes, yes.
Jem, can I ask you about the songs in this musical?
Yes,
I'm trying to think. I don't know the songs that go with Lords of the Ring.
So it's actually written for this musical tale.
Okay.
So there were single ladies, put a ring on it.
That is brilliant.
There's seven rings by Ariana Grande, isn't it? Yeah.
No, but that is actually the thing that got me first intrigued, because when the audition brief came out, I was like, well, what is this role? My agent suggested, maybe look at the Galadriel stuff, and I did. I did some YouTubing and Googling, and that was what actually got me like, I want to audition for the show, because the music is fantastic. And the thing that people need to know about the show too is that all the actors are actually the musicians as well.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, right.
Exactly.
So the ones that are playing instruments are playing instruments.
And the characters.
So they're wearing ears?
No.
We can't get away from the ears. We're not going to. But hearing a new song for the first time, because a lot of us with all the musicals you've done, we know the song, so we go there and we get to sing along and stuff. How do you reckon we'll react?
Well, I think it's done so beautifully with the setup of, like, you actually go into the audience and there's hobbits all around you.
Is it you're in the audience?
Yeah, so yes.
One of those, Nat.
Yeah.
Yes. And so there's interaction, and they're literally playing music and they're scatting, folk songs.
Scatting?
Yeah.
You know the scat man?
Hobbits scatting.
I'm the scat man.
Google that.
Hey, Jem, you spent so much time in WA. We're just asking you. You know your way around Crown like the back of your hand, obviously.
Yes.
Do you have favourite spots to go to when you've got any downtime?
Yeah, so I love actually just walking to Kings Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and walking around there, and it's just stunning.
Go look for the bodies.
Actually is, isn't it?
And then Cottesloe, of course, the beach.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're kind of my little two go-tos.
Your haunts. Do you get a car when you're
yes,
here?
I hire a car.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
right.
you
Yeah.
one of these beautiful red-headed, pale-skinned ladies that can go to the beach and not turn into a jiffy fire lighter?
No. I have to be smothered in sunscreen.
I'm literally in a poncho with Zimcon. And,
I am one of those. So don't worry.
Okay,
don't
good.
worry.
You're like one of those crazy cave people that come out of the cave.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, multi-layered.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
People don't realise.
No, you've got to work very hard, especially in Australia.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Like, we can set I could walk her to the car right now and both of
get
us go up in
burned.
flames.
Yes.
Would too.
Like a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
But with really strong brow.
Yeah. And those cars are parked underground. That's saying something.
If hearing Jemma talk about it has piqued your
It
interest,
has, I'm peaked.
we have a double pass for The Lord of the Rings, a musical tale, up for grabs right now, 13-24-10.
Oh, sure.
You're going to work for it this morning. You need to be calling 19.
The Lord of the Rings, a musical tale. It's now playing at Crown Theatre.
Call a 9, the Fellowship
Opens
of the Ring.
tonight, and it's a strictly limited season. It's only on until the 6th of April. Tickets from Ticketmaster if you want to go along. But Gemma, you can do no wrong. Everything
Jemma
you
Rix.
do, it turns to gold. You're
Jemma Rix,
amazing.
Are you going to America? You going to the Americas? Because you seem like a worldwide
Broadway.
talent. What's happening?
Calling?
No,
Are you
no.
joking?
No, well, if they ever called, but I've got a 19-month-old baby, so I'm just kind of busy. And,
Wow.
working and being.
Is the baby backstage?
No,
what happens?
No,
What
I'd be
happens?
too distracted.
Okay,
Not for a quick breastfeed, no?
No, and he's having a nap then anyway. So he's with me, but
What's his name?
Bray.
Bray.
Yeah, Bray.
Oh, kids have got cool names nowadays.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dumb old Nathan. You know what I mean?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.